Have you ever been walking somewhere and you realize that you're going in the wrong direction, but you don't automatically turn around and go the right way? You keep walking in that same direction because you're afraid that other people are gonna look at you weird and think, wait, why is this guy going this way? And then suddenly he turns around and goes the opposite direction. He's such a weirdo. And so you kind of wait until you're like at a corner with there's no people, and then you turn the corner and start walking the other direction. Or maybe you're talking to someone and you're having just a normal conversation and it's someone new, but in your mind you're constantly thinking, okay, what can I say to maybe make this person think I'm more interesting? Or what can I say that aligns my interests to their interests and make them like me more? And then you're constantly just overanalyzing what you could say to hopefully make them like you more, and you're not even being present in the conversation. You're just mind wandering, thinking about how to make them like you more, and you're not even just enjoying the conversation. In this video, I'm going to give you a mindset to completely destroy this insecurity and free yourself from the burden of having to always analyze and try to think about what you could do to make other people like you or make other people think you're not weird, because that's just a terrible way to live. It's so mentally stressful, always thinking about other people, and you can't even enjoy being in your own body anymore. What's up guys, I'm Levi. I make practical, no fluff self-improvement videos, so if you're tired of all the AI generated garbage like the top 3 hard truths all Sigma males need to know, then subscribe to the channel and join me in this movement. So the most important thing to realize is that the people who point out your insecurities or your flaws, let's say someone tells you, oh my god, you have such a massive forehead, I guarantee you that they're also insecure about their forehead. Because the truth is, people only point out flaws in other people that they have themselves. That's just how they realize that you have that so-called flaw, because they have it themselves. If they didn't have it, then they wouldn't even know or point it out at all, because they wouldn't even have that thought in their mind. So that also means that your insecurity is coming from a place of comparing yourself to other people. And I know a lot of people have this belief that, oh, I don't compare myself to other people, but okay, if you live on this earth, there's 8.5 billion people here. It's impossible to not compare yourself to other people. Even the people who have reached a level where they say they don't compare themselves to anyone, they're still unconsciously doing it whether they know it or not, because that's just how humans are wired. You can certainly lessen the conscious effects of you comparing yourself to others. Like, you don't have the conscious, oh, this guy is taller than me or this guy is shorter than me. But at the end of the day, we live on this earth with other people, and we're always going to be comparing ourselves to others no matter what. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. There can certainly be times where comparing yourself to others can be healthy, and you're doing it in a way where you want to do it so you can improve yourself. Like, you see someone achieving things who's also similar to you or started in a similar place to you, and you're like, I want to be like that guy, and that motivates you to do it because you've seen someone like you achieve the success you want. But when it gets to a point where you're constantly overanalyzing, comparing yourself to others, then that's where it gets a bit iffy and detrimental to your health. But if you were the only person on this earth, you would not have any insecurities, because there'd be no one to point it out and no one for you to compare your insecurities with. So if everyone on this earth vanished, then all your insecurities would also vanish. And it's important to realize that, to accept and kind of beat down your ego that's saying, I don't compare myself to others, because you do. Because if you were the only person on this earth, you would not have any insecurities. And as much as I like to say that I don't really consciously compare myself to others on a day-to-day basis, I do. And it's quite a lot, because I'm 5'5", and that's something that, you know, society deems as less attractive or whatever. So when I also see guys that are like 6'5" or maybe shorter than I am, then it's like, oh, I'm taller than this guy, or it's like, oh my god, this guy's massive. You know, it's not ideal, but it's something that I just do because that's belief that being tall is better for you in society is just ingrained into my mind. Then I realized that the only reason why I'm comparing my height to other people is that I have an internal problem with that height. So if I was an average height for a guy, let's say like 5'9" or something, and I was, fine with that height, then I wouldn't be comparing myself or constantly like, oh, I'm taller than this guy, or this guy's so big, like he's 6'9". Another thing to realize is there someone in this world who is similar to you, has that same insecurity you have, but has what you want? And the answer is yes. Even with being 5'5", think of the most beloved actors like of our generation, like Tom Cruise, Cillian Murphy, Bruno Mars, Daniel Radcliffe. Like Bruno Mars is like 5'4", and he's, crazy. He's a pop star. Everyone loves Bruno Mars. So he's shorter than most guys out there, and he's achieved the success that only people can dream of. So if there's one guy who's done it and has that same flaw of yours, then you should adopt the mindset that's like, okay, it's possible. Anything is possible, because certainly you might not reach the level of success that Bruno Mars has, but he has that same insecurity that you have, and look at where he is now. So obviously that insecurity isn't something that's a permanent, oh, you'll never be anything, or you'll never find someone who is attracted to you, because Bruno Mars did it. Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter is also like 5'5". Like, these guys are some of the top tier actors in Hollywood, and they have the exact same insecurity you have. And the final thing to realize is that the more you think about something, the more you're gonna see it in your day-to-day life. You know how if you're looking to buy a new car, or you like this certain type of car model, and then all of a sudden, all on the roads, that's the car that you see passing by so many times, and you're like, wait, why did everyone just suddenly buy the car that I was thinking of? Well, it's because your mind formed that connection and that thought in your mind that's like, okay, I like this car, or I'm just gonna keep thinking about this certain car, and it automatically points out harder than before that that car model is present and in this world. So it's the same thing with your insecurities. If you are constantly thinking about, oh, I'm not good enough because I have big ears that stick out, then that means you're gonna go out and unconsciously or consciously look for that in other people, and you're gonna be like, well, this guy has big ears, this guy also has big ears, and suddenly you're just gonna always be overanalyzing, and your life's just gonna go downhill because you're constantly comparing yourself to others, and you're becoming a more negative person by pointing out and coping. You're like, well, this guy has big ears and I'm better than this guy, and then you just constantly go down this spiral, and it's just a terrible way to think and a terrible way to live. So to recap this video, the mindsets I want you to adopt are that the people who point out your flaws or insecurities are the people who have those flaws and insecurities. So if you don't want to align with them and be a negative thinker like them, you don't have to. Like, the only people who point out the flaws that you have are the people who are unhappy with their lives, the people who want to bring other people down with them. And if you keep adopting that way of thinking, you're actually becoming one of them, because you're also pointing out the flaws that you have and seeing that in other people, and you're just spreading more negativity. So if you can break out of that cycle, break out of that group of being the ones who compare themselves to others and just accept it, that's how you can just completely destroy the impact that their comments have on you. If you're serious about improving your life, go click the top link in the description and I'll personally help you out. I'll see you soon.